Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is March 26th, and right now we are looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. You can see British Columbia, Washington, Oregon. Here goes this cold upper level trough digging down through the Gulf of Alaska. It's going to mix with some subtropical moisture here. Nice tight gradient here, big temperature gradient. Powerful storm is going to develop off the Oregon/California coastline. It's going to try to spread some moisture back up into the Pacific Northwest as well, mainly hitting Oregon, but some of the models disagree on just where this low is going to set up still. So we'll watch that as we go. We'll take a look at the extended forecast as well. Looks like another cool upper level trough moving down across Pacific Northwest as we move towards the end of the week and towards next weekend. Now looking at Seattle yesterday, 48 degrees, 8 degrees below average, no precipitation recorded here, and I'm crossing my fingers that we can warm up above average here for at least a couple days coming up this week before we drop back down to below normal as we go through the weekend. Now taking a look at the European, last night's run, you see that trough digging down, merging with that subtropical moisture, strong low pressure system just far enough off the coastline to really save a lot of the area from the strongest winds. Look at that 979 millibar low with a tight gradient. But you'll notice that really doesn't reach Oregon too much. Maybe some strong winds down for California here, and then this low starts to spread some moisture back up over Oregon here. Again, there's some model discrepancy as we go through Tuesday on just how far north this precipitation is going to reach as the European starts to bring this low back down to the south here, and we probably get a warm day across some of the Pacific Northwest Wednesday or Thursday before that cool down comes towards the end of the week. Looking at the NAM3KM, a little bit of discrepancy here. As you can see, this low pressure system develop here. As we go on through the morning Tuesday, this low kind of hangs out a little bit more and spreads precipitation a little bit further north here. But at any route, we should get some nice snowfall here coming across the Oregon Cascades as we go through Monday and Tuesday, and maybe across some of the Washington Cascades even as we go through Tuesday. We'll see how this turns out. We'll take a closer look at this tomorrow. It's going to make a big difference in what kind of temperatures we get, especially across western Washington, southwest BC, on the proximity of this cloud shield and that precipitation. This is looking at the UW model here. You can see that trough coming down, mixing there and developing. And look at that strong low pressure system. You can kind of see this offshore component here, and that's kind of what we're crossing our fingers for. If that offshore component is strong enough, we can get some couple nice warm days here. But this low hangs out and then eventually starts to slide south as we go on in through the day Wednesday there. So we'll see what these temperatures are going to trend over the next couple days, but we'll also look at that here in a moment. In a little more detail, taking a look at the European, you can see the 100-meter winds. You can see the big development of that mid-latitude cyclone and the offshore component as you go through the day Tuesday here. So with that offshore component, it might be tough for that precipitation to actually get up into Washington there. You can have that dry easterly flow, might keep it from precipitating too much down to the surface here. You might evaporate a lot of that, and then by the time it starts to pull away, we're going to have that offshore flow into Wednesday morning. Should be a fairly warm day across southwest BC, western Washington, and maybe for the Willamette Valley as we go through the day Wednesday, depending on how fast the clouds get out of the region there. Taking a look at the GFS, 2-meter max temperature. So as we go through the day Monday, look at this, some mid-50s showing up for some of the Puget Sound, maybe upper 50s there. More clouds across Portland, Willamette Valley, down through Oregon here. As we go through Tuesday afternoon, southwest BC, western Washington, some of Vancouver Island warming up into the 50s, maybe some upper 50s showing up there as well. And then as we go on into Wednesday, you'll notice things start to warm up a little bit more for the Willamette Valley as that storm starts to pull off to the south and east. Look at this, some low 60s showing up for western Washington there on Wednesday. Again, Thursday, another likely fairly warm day, a little bit above average here as we go through Thursday. But then you'll notice the cool down come back for Friday. Maybe some lower 50s for the Willamette Valley, maybe some mid 50s, who knows. But it doesn't look like we're going to get towards 50 degrees here across some of western Washington, southwest BC on Friday. Go on into Saturday, we remain cool here across Pacific Northwest as that trough is now over us here, if you believe the European anyway. And now we're off into Sunday here. Look at this pretty chilly afternoon highs coming up here, a good 10 degrees below average for a lot of the region. This is looking at Portland, and you can see maybe warming up there Wednesday and Thursday before the cool down comes. This is Seattle. You can look at this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Maybe we'll get 3 days above average here for Seattle. We'll see how this works out. Then the cool down comes towards the end of the week. And this is looking at total snow-Kuchera ratio in inches. And you'll see that this system is mainly going to impact the Oregon Cascades and maybe the extreme southern Washington Cascades versus further north across the Washington Cascades and up into the British Columbia higher terrain here. But the models don't agree. As you saw, the NAM wants to bring more moisture further north. So we'll see how that trends as we do the tomorrow's forecast. This is looking at the extended forecast. Yesterday afternoon's European run. Here goes that strong storm developing off the coastline there. And then as we go through the end of the week coming up, you see that trough arrives and puts an end to our little bit of a warm spell as we go through midweek coming up here. And then you can see multiple rounds of troughing here for the Pacific Northwest, potentially through the 10-day period shown there. And if you go far enough out into fantasy land, you start to see some ridging build up as we go through early April here. We'll see how that goes. There's always hope in the extended for some warmer weather, though. Now, looking at the European Pacific North American Oscillation, this means that troughing is over the Pacific Northwest for the most part, and then you can kind of see that storm track maybe backing up off the coast over the Pacific Ocean here, and maybe we would warm up towards early April shown there. But again, it's purely fantasy at this point, but it does show this signal for us remaining in negative territory here, cool troughs nearby the Pacific Northwest as we go on into early April. This is looking at El Nino. We looked at this yesterday as well. The model's been doing really good with this transition out of La Nina. We are now in neutral conditions here when we should be moving towards potentially a moderate El Nino, and this could even equal a strong El Nino as we go on in through the winter months coming up here. If you look closely on the right, you can see it's North America, South America there, and this red tongue there extends across the equator and is showing that moderate El Nino showing its face here by the time we get in towards November, which if we have an El Nino in place, our odds for a warmer late winter and spring here across the Pacific Northwest go up quite dramatically. And we'll go over those temperatures as we go on in through the year here towards the end of the year. But I also did an educational video. If you check the playlist, you can check out what I had to say about La Nina and El Nino conditions and what they generally mean here for the Pacific Northwest. So anyway, yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch the satellite imagery here as this storm develops off the coastline. It should look pretty dynamic, but some of the models are keeping this just offshore enough so the strongest winds are kind of missed the Oregon coast, maybe bring some strong winds towards California, but it's backed off a little bit, kind of kept that low pressure center away from California enough where it might not hit them with the extreme winds that they have been seeing so far this season. But we'll watch this closely tomorrow, as sometimes, maybe this system will stay a little bit further north and start to spread precipitation back up towards western Washington. And it's pretty much a given at this point that Oregon's going to get some precipitation out of the system as it spreads back north. But then we should warm up probably Wednesday, Thursday, a good bet here across the Pacific Northwest, and then maybe start to cool back down as we get towards Friday. And next weekend here, as that trough starts to settle back down over the area through next weekend here. So anyway, hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Click like and subscribe, leave some comments below. I don't have time always to reply to all the comments or anything, but I do read them all. So keep them coming out there. Hope you guys are having a good day. I hope we can warm up a little bit this week for you warm weather lovers here across Pacific Northwest. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.